Welcome back. This is episode 51 of the Veterinary Business Video Show. In today's show, we'll see how to start a budget in your practice. We'll look at another social network website ideal for professionals like you, and I'll show you the 60-second seminar for this episode. We'll ask whether common sense or practical wisdom could be an antidote to a society gone mad with bureaucracy, and I'll offer you my quick business tip for this episode. I'm John Sheridan, and this is the show that helps practice owners, managers and clinicians just like you to build your successful practice into a great business. Business budgeting is one of the most powerful financial tools available to any veterinary practice owner, and maintaining a soundly based financial plan will enable you to control the flow of cash in the business instead of being in a position in which the rise and fall of the bank balance begins to take control of you. You probably need a short-range budget for the next 12 months and then a rolling annual plan to help you deliver practice strategy over the medium 3 to 5 year term. Don't forget that you need to include the balance sheet as well as the profit and loss account in your budget, and beware of getting so caught up in the budgeting process that you forget all your other management responsibilities. Here's a clip in which Gary Glassman, an accountant with wide experience of veterinary practice, offers some advice about starting to budget in your practice.
To really start a budget, what you want to do is you want to pull a number of pieces of information together to start with and to gather in order for you to work through that budget preparation process. So what you're going to really need to work with is information that would be similar to a statistical report. You're going to have to budget sales, and in my opinion, to budget sales, you're going to need not just a sales number, and you always look to history, by the way, so you'd always want to look to how much did you do in sales in the prior year. But sales basically are made up of two components, and that is the average invoice and the number of invoices that are generated each month. And I think it's important for practices to kind of project what those two variables are going to be every single month in projecting what a total sales number would be, and doing so for budget preparation can be just as important. So practices are going to want to know historically what their prior year average invoice was, as well as what the number of invoices were in the prior year to kind of do that projection for this year. At the same time, for the expense side, most practices will want to understand what they should be budgeting for expenses, and in many times you're going to want to use the prior year historical expense stream to determine what this year's is going to be. So you're going to want to have a general ledger available to you. That's something you can print off your QuickBooks reports from the QuickBooks programs, and you're going to use that as your starting point to determine what your expenses are going to be for this year. So all that good information is really what you're going to want to start with to really prepare an accurate and a proper and a good budget, one that you know is going to be helpful to you during the current year.
Now let's have a look at the nifty business tool for this episode. I'm pretty sure that most of you are much more skilled and experienced in using online social network websites than I am. I very much enjoy visiting and sometimes contributing to UK sites such as vetsurgeon.org, vetpol.co.uk, vetsforum.com, vetsonline.com, and I also occasionally Twitter. I've never got enthusiastic about Facebook, but I am an increasing fan of LinkedIn, which isn't the largest social network site, but it's probably the biggest which is devoted to helping professionals